Hi, it's Carole Boss. I'm the creator of Awesome Stories. I started this 15 years ago, based essentially on what I do for my day job, which is a trial lawyer. I try cases in court, and I use all kinds of primary sources: text, pictures, videos, all kinds of interesting things that hang together in a story. And over the years, as I talked about the way I tried cases, my teacher friends told me they thought what I did would be helpful for them. And so I created Awesome Stories. Let's take a little bit of a tour of Awesome Stories from Carole's point of view. You'll see what matters now on the home page. This is for things that are current in the calendar, anniversaries, things like that, plus other matters that have happened recently. Here's one about the Sherpas, because we know what just happened on Mount Everest. So if we take a look at that, there's a mini story here. It's a short story. We call it a story brief. And here we are going to talk about what happened to Sherpas. Who are the Sherpas? So we have a little video here. You can click on that and learn all about them. And we have other links that will help you and your students understand exactly where at Everest this happened. It happened at Khumbu Icefall. This is a picture of Khumbu Icefall. We know where Khumbu Icefall is because we have a map. It's not high on the mountain. Actually, it's very low on the mountain, as you can see with this map. Here's the base camp. Here's Khumbu Icefall. That helps us understand current events. Other interesting things, we have this little rap video about Alexander Hamilton. We know that Alexander Hamilton was important to our country's history, but he's also making a comeback in recent years. He's on the $10 bill, and when the $10 bill was reissued, it's a pretty interesting looking guy on the $10 bill. So here we have a video. Actually, it's a rap of a chap who was performing at the White House. You can see here is whitehouse.gov. And when you play this video, there's an interesting story about Alexander Hamilton told in a way that students enjoy. In addition to that, we have our own little narrative here about Alexander Hamilton and how he lived his life, where he started. It's got a very interesting story. There are other things that we really find interesting. Now, of course, we know about the missing Malaysian airline flight. But of course, we've had other interesting disappearances of flight, the most important one being Amelia Earhart. It's been a mystery for many, many years, decades. And it's interesting now because new historical evidence has come back to light. And we can see on this video that we see on the screen here, we can see where Amelia Earhart was taking off in her last flight. And in a split second, you see a little bit of smoke bursting behind her plane. And now when experts look at that, they determine that is the moment where she lost the equipment she needed to maintain radio communication. She lost radio communication. And as you look at this little story that accompanies that video, you will see all these links. These are links around the World Wide Web. Will help you guide you through the places where it matters. What is Howland Island, the island she was trying to find? It's such a little speck. So we have a map. You can look at that speck of hard to find land in the ocean. Here it is. You can look at it. Can you imagine finding that from flying over it? It would be easy, totally easy to miss, especially if there was fog. And Amelia did not have good communications because, as experts now believe, she lost the communication. So we have all of these various stories in all kinds of formats. We have history, we have science, we have math, we have all kinds of interesting information that you can learn about by just going on the site, clicking on whatever it is that you want to find. Here we're trying to find about Columbia when the shuttle was lost. So we go to it, we find it here, we find all kinds of interesting information about it, how things were done. Believe it or not, there was an interesting Department of Defense video which we'll show you. A helicopter was being operated by Dutch pilots. And what you see on the screen, and you will see if you watch this video, is the shuttle breaking apart. And if you watch it to the end, you will see the 3 engines falling to Earth. So we have thousands of different topics. We have all kinds of interesting information. If you want to discover stories, you go to Discovery Stories. If you want to see videos, you can see the videos. If you want to see the list of story briefs, which are short stories, you just go here. Many of these are narrated, so you can listen to the narration as well as reading the story. It helps for people who really need help with learning and understanding better how to read, and so on and so forth. We have all kinds of interesting things. Here's a little story about it. The lyrebird. The lyrebird is a unique bird, lives in Australia, and it can mimic all kinds of things, including the clicking sound of a hammer, of a camera. It can mimic all kinds of, like, chainsaws and other interesting things. When you watch the video, you're stunned that a bird could do this. So I welcome you to Awesome Stories. I hope you absolutely love your time here and they find it to be an indispensable part of your learning experience.